So, welcome guys. Welcome to day 4. Very sorry for the disappointment yesterday. So I'll quickly do this video and share the slide with you guys. So in this course for today, we'll be discussing about web application security tools. We have some tools that we use in web application either to protect or to scan, to find vulnerabilities. There are a lot of them on the internet. We have the free versions of them, we have the paid ones, we have the open source, the one you can even contribute to. So we are going to treat and look into some, if not all, but most of them in this course today. So the first one we are going to discuss together, it is called Atics. And Atics is also is an application basically and purposefully for penetration testing. So it is a web application security testing tool designed to help both small and mid-sized organizations in enhancing their online security and also to protect them. So as either a web or generally a cybersecurity analyst or as a penetration tester, you should be familiar with a web tool called Atics. Do not forget, it is majorly designed to penetrate or to perform some penetration testing on our applications. Like I've said earlier on, we have a lot of them. Some are majorly for networking, some are majorly for web, while some are majorly for mobile. So we have a lot of them, and we should be familiar with which one is for web, which one is for mobile, which one is for network. But this particular Atics, it is built for web application security testing purpose. Now, this ethical hacking tool is fully automated. Well, what do we mean by automated? All you just need to do is to input some information, and on its own it's going to automatically display to you and find out and also detect, even report the vulnerabilities or any potholes on any of the targets you have instructed it to do for you. So that is how it works. We are going to lay our hands on some of them, not all of them, but some of them. We are going to see how they work. Atics is a robust web vulnerability scanner. It's a scanner. We use it to scan web applications, which performs comprehensive testing and also reporting of security flaws in any web applications. The second one we are going to look at is Arachne. Is not our main language in Nigeria. It is what's it called? Is named after someone. So Arachne represents an open source web application security also. It is also used to scan web applications. Arachne is also an open source. Let me quickly explain what we mean by open source. Open source means there are some applications out there that we can easily use, we can download them, and also if we are professional enough, we can go back to that application and amend some things there. That is what we mean by open source. Like the Kali you have downloaded, that will still be using very soon, it's an open source. We have the Debian, we have the Linux, we have the Fedora, we have the Red Hat, we have a lot of them. A lot of people, since it is an open source, they go out there, change some features, manipulate some codes, and convert it to another applications, and they name it, but they are similar. That is why they are all called Debians. The Linux itself, the Fedora, the Ubuntu, the Parrot, the Red Hat, even the Masin, we have a lot of them. They are all Debians, but just that they can go there and change some things there, and immediately you change anything, you just name it, because it's no longer that same thing. You have manipulated it, you have changed some things there, so it makes it an open source, which means even you yourself, you can go there and tamper with some code to perform some other actions, then you name it and give it a particular name. So somebody like Arachne also did something like that, and it becomes an open source and a tool for penetration testing. Also, it is built with Ruby. Ruby is another language, just like Python. So Ruby is another language. So that means before you can become a professional, it's not something that is easy as the way we do think or the way we do see it. Just that we need to start from somewhere. So that's that. The third one about the point, Arachne is an open source security testing tool which aimed towards helping penetration testers and administrators to evaluate the security of any web applications. So you have mentioned two now. We have one we call Atics, we have one we call Arachne. Let's look at another one. Yes, this Bob suit, I will emphasize more on it. A Bob suit is a software security application which is used for penetration testing of web applications. Both a free and a paid version of software are available for Bob suit. Now, there is something that is special in this Bob suit. I will employ every one of us to have this in mind. For you to become, for you to become a professional penetration tester, you must be proficient in using this particular software. You see, this software we are emphasizing on is special tool. I mean, it's a special tool. It is a tool that I have used and I have used several times, and I've seen the difference between itself and other applications. There are three of them that I will emphasize on like that. This one is the first one, Bob suit. We have the free version, which we can also install even on our Windows machine without installing it in Kali. Actually, it comes pre-installed with Kali Linux. The Kali Linux we have installed, we have Bob suit there, but it is free, the free version of it. And the free version of it is always limited. Don't let me deceive you. When we are talking about cybersecurity, we are talking about the whole world. We're talking about the whole world. We're talking about the whole world. We're talking about the universe. We're talking about the universe. We're talking about a very large, in fact, the unmeasurable things. You cannot measure it. That is exactly what we mean by when something is when we say something is free, it means it is limited. But when we say something is paid for, then it has some special things or hidden things yet to be released or yet to be known. So if you have a free things, like like what I'm doing with you guys now, actually you still benefit from it, but it is limited. It is limited, very limited. I won't deceive you guys, just that it is still part of what you should know. But if you want to go deep, I mean deeper itself, you need to do some payment. Maybe you enroll in an online class, or even maybe it's going to be physical one-on-one or virtual class. Then that is where we are going to unleash a lot of things, lot of secrets to you guys. So that is one thing about Bob suit. If you are using Bob suit as a free version of it, what you are going to be getting is going to be limited. For example, you are not going to be able to do some project. All you just need to be doing there is just to get familiar with the interface and do some little of those actions you want to perform. Let's go to the second point. WFood is a comprehensive cybersecurity tool. When you say something comprehensive, you all understood what a comprehensive tool should mean. It is very, very comprehensive. And from experience with what I have used WFood for, it is very, very comprehensive. I can testify to that. So it is majorly used for web application and penetration testing. I'm still going to explain what penetration testing is and exploit on some terms or some terminologies in ethical hacking. Now, WFood is a well-known open source web application security testing. It encompasses a broad spectrum of functionality. I mean, the functionality is too much. Let me say that it is too much. Now, this security testing tool comes in 3 price tiers. The community edition, which is free, that is the one you have pre-installed on your Cardinals. Even if you go online, go to Google, try to download, you still have the free version. They will specify it. Is it the free version you want or the paid version? If it is the free version, you are free to download it and start practicing with it. If it is professional, the professional edition starts from $400 per user. That is, you cannot download it and pay it and say you want to share it among your friends. It is not possible. I will ask you a question here, and I want to see those of us that is following this video or this video. The question is this: if you know the actual price, of the license key I have given you guys for the VMware, come to my DM and come to my DM straight and tell me the actual price, the worth of it, and you might have a bonus for that, because the VMware Pro I have given you the license. It is not free. It is what we paid for, and like millions, 100,000s can use it, but this particular what's it called, WFood, is not like that. The professional edition of it is per user. If you pay $400, it is for only users. So if you want 2 more users to be using that WFood, you need to pay $400 for each. Now we have the enterprise edition, and this worth $10,000. The enterprise worth $10,000, and anyone can use that. So just imagine someone to be selling a software $10,000. Convert the $10,000 to a Nigerian currency as of today. You know how much that means. You know how much it worth. So that is that. That is that about WFood. We have another one, Nessus. This Nessus also is one of the most powerful scanning tools for vulnerability, which we must be familiar with. And mind us, we are not going to be using everything. I won't deceive you. We are not going to be using everything, but I've listed all the tools. In fact, let me say most of the tools for us to get familiar with their names and know also what they are being used for. Nessus is a widely used vulnerability assessment and scanning tool. Also, it is developed by Tenable. It is highly regarded in the cybersecurity community. So we have another one. We have Vega. Vega can detect web application vulnerabilities like blind SQL injection. We have a lot of things. Like I've said, if you want to study or you want to be proficient in cybersecurity, you just need to touch every angle, every aspect in tech. This is another word entirely when we're talking about tech. SQL is a database. So if you want to hack a particular web application and you want to interact or manipulate database, you need the knowledge of any database too. So Vega is one of the renowned vulnerability scanning tools. Also, it acts as an open source web vulnerability scanner and testing platform. Now, Vega is a free and open source web security scanner and web security testing platform. We don't need to pay here, and it is also written in Java. So this one is particularly written in Java. So if you are the Java type, you can do well using Vega. Now we have the OWASP ZAP. Actually, it is called the ZAP. When you get to your Kali, you see ZAP. I'm still going to take us through the user interface of our Kali Linux. So we see ZAP pre-installed. If it is not pre-installed, we can also quickly install it. Now the OWASP ZAP, the Z attack proxy, it is known as a ZAP, is a platform, is one of the platforms which is also common in the whole world, and majorly it is for scanning our app, maintained by a dedicated group of volunteers. Any application you want to start, maybe web applications, you can use ZAP and it will work fine. Also, the ZAP also is an open source web application security scanner. It was named a flagship project in the open web application. Now, a full visual, free and open source DAST. And what is the meaning of DAST? Dynamic application security testing. That is, it is dynamic, that include both automated scanning for vulnerabilities and also tools to assist expert manual web application pen. That's what I mean by pen is penetration testing. So that is that about ZAP. You can call it ZAP instead of OWASP ZAP. Just call it ZAP because ZAP is common. Now we are here. There's another tool here called Nmap. If you are called outside, or if you are approached or attacked outside and you have claimed to be a cybersecurity either professional or beginner or expert or an ethical hacker, if you are asked, I'm telling you this purposefully, if you are asked outside that, tell us one of the major tools you cannot avoid as a cybersecurity or as an ethical hacker, please don't mention WFood first, don't mention Arachne first, don't mention anyone first. The very first tool you should mention is Nmap. I'm begging you. Please, I'm saying this intentionally. Nmap is, you can't do without Nmap. That's just it. You cannot do without Nmap. So Nmap should be the first thing. Don't say because I didn't list it as the first tool here. No, but I'm telling you that Nmap is the first thing you must, is a must for you to mention out there. So once you mention that, they will know that, wow. In fact, don't mention any other thing. Just tell them you've forgotten whatever. You can use Nmap proficiently, you are good. Nmap can do a lot of things. And it is free. You don't need to install it. It is free. It is free. We have its functionality here. Let's quickly go through it. Nmap is a network scanner created by Gordon Leon, and it is used to discover hosts and services on a computer network by sending packets and analyzing the responses. Let me quickly explain that. Even if it is only that one I was able to explain, we will be able to be able to catch up. Now, when we say Nmap is used to discover hosts, for example, you have a particular target. Let's say you are a malicious hacker, you are not ethical, you want to do the black one, you want to target or want to hack or attack a particular website, and you don't know much about them. You can use Nmap to know even more about them. Know their location, know their phone number, know their email, know their everything they are hiding from you. You can use Nmap. Nmap will bring out everything for you, and also it will also go extra mile to bring out the kind of services they are using to protect their database. Every organization will want to protect their database. Fine, yes. The kind of, just like you yourself, you have built a particular very beautiful structure. You can't tell me that you just go and get anyhow gate, maybe gate of 10,000 naira and put at the entrance. The kind of gate you are going to put at the major entrance will determine the kind of structure you have built. So any big or strong organizations that is very strong, forget it. Nmap will bring out all their secret for you. I mean all their secret for you. And with that, it is not left for you to be able to navigate through. Okay, I think you now start planning a building using very strong gate instead of small iron. They use a very big thick iron. If you want to steal from that such building, you should know what kind of strategies you are going to apply. So that is exactly what hacker does. You first of all need to know the kind of structure, the kind of models they use to construct that application. And bet with you, Nmap is the man, is the tool that can do that for you. It will give you some vital information about that particular application and the kind of services running also on them. You can, once you know a particular service, you don't need to stress yourself. Just go to Google, ask Google, how can I exploit this kind of service? You have a lot of steps there. It's good just to see some little ways of exploiting some web applications in this course before we finish this course. I promise that. So that is that about Nmap. Do not joke with Nmap. Nmap is one of the two you must not joke with. So Nmap is one of the robust open source network security testing tools. It is majorly for network. These scanning tools can also be employed for security testing purposes. Nmap is an open source security and port scanner as well as a network exploration tool. It works for single hosts and large networks alike. Nmap, it means network mapper. N for network, map for mapper. It is a network scanning tool for discovering open port, identifying services like we have said, and running on the network and mapping network. The next one is WFood. Anyhow they pronounce it, I do call it WFood. It's a command line tool written in Python and it's majorly for Linux to assist security researchers in finding and uncover potential vulnerabilities within the network. So WFood is popularly used for brute forcing web application. What I mean by brute forcing, it means you want to enter to a particular application with force. So you use some dictionary, maybe some prepared word list to do that. WFood's application vulnerability scanner and also it has the ability to exploit vulnerabilities in web application. That is that about WFood. Is a Python. It has a Python package in it. It is written in Python. Another one is Wireshark. Wireshark is majorly for packet tracer. When we're talking about network traffic, network traffic, you can be talking about Wireshark. It's a free and open source packet analyzer. It is used for network troubleshooting, exactly to analyze network if anybody is trying to target or to attack an organization. If you understand Wireshark, you can easily dictate who is trying to attack a particular web application in that your organization. Wireshark will do that for you. Mind us, all these tools, we can use them to discover, to detect vulnerabilities, and also we can use them to discover and detect whenever a hacker is trying to attack. So that is what they do. You can use them for the good one, you can also use them for the other side. So Wireshark is an open source console based tool used to analyze network protocols. Wireshark enables pen testers, that's penetration testers, to investigate security issues on the network. Wireshark is widely used network protocol analyzer, often considered the gold standard in packet capture. When we're talking about network, we want to capture network, we're talking about Wireshark. They all have different functionalities, they have different purposes. So that's that. Now we have Firewall. This one is one of the most important tool you must understand and be proficient with as a cybersecurity expert. as a cybersecurity expert, because you must be able to set up a firewall. Even on your Windows machine, you must have, maybe your Windows must have pop up some firewall settings just to block some malicious attack from you. So you must be able to understand what a firewall is. And mind you, we might not be able to go deep or deeper in this course due to the time frame, but my mission is just to put us through some basic beginners ideas. Then we can decide to go further and explore more. And I will tell us something beautiful in the end of at the end of this slide about the cybersecurity, which you must just try to not desist from it. I will just advise us to continue this journey. It is advisable. So that is that about firewall, and the full meaning of firewall is we have it there. So now we have exploitation is a what's it called, a term used in ethical hacking. Exploitation means hacking, that's getting access into a particular database. So when we're talking about exploitation, we're talking about beef. See the way it is spelled. We have it pre-installed in Kali Linux. It's one of the baddest tools we use by hackers. So BEEF means browser exploitation framework. It stands for browser exploitation framework and helps to detect an application's weakness using browser vulnerabilities. So majorly it is used through browsers. Now, BEEF is an open source focus on web browser. It is also an open source, which means after some years, after some while, if you are good enough, you think something is not balanced, you can also go to BEEF and try to manipulate things, and you are welcome. So the last one is I've tried to gather the hacking tools we have, some common hacking tools we have. Yes, some common hacking tools we have. The Arachne I have explained. We have the Arachne. There are a lot of them that I didn't mention, but I intentionally showing this for you guys so that you can know that it's not just only the ones that I've shown you. We still have a lot of them, not even here. We have the WFood, which I have mentioned. We have the Vega, I think I mentioned that. The Zap, I mentioned that. The Nessus, I mentioned that. Nmap is one of the things you must not forget. The Zap, I mentioned that. And the software composition, I didn't mention this. It's also one of the tools we use in software analysis. Then the WAF, W3 WAF is called WAF. Then the WAF, we have also the WAPT, we have application security testing orchestra, and we have security itself. And exploitation, I think I explained that. Firewall, I think I explained that. NIC2 is one of the two also, which I didn't touch just because of I don't want the slide to be too much for us. And we have the Nogoto 4. So this is another okay, Nogoto Fe. This is another tool. There are a lot of tools out there that even me myself, I'm not familiar with them. Just I use some tools majorly, often, but not all of them. So it might be tomorrow another tool can just come out. It might even be you can just try to, we said it is an open source, so you can just go out there, try to contribute to it, then you change it, then that's another tool already. So anybody that is not familiar with it, it will be new to such person. So we have the Wireshark, which I also explained. The WFood, I explained that. The static analyzers, I explained. I didn't explain that. Invicti, I didn't explain that, but it's common also. Metasploit, yes, I didn't explain this, but you can't do without it. This is a framework which we use or we can use to exploit any of our web application, either the database or the main web application. So you can't do without Metasploit also. Especially if you want to, let's assume you want to hack Amazon, which I think if you want to do that, you are going to kill yourself. So let's assume you have a particular application you want to hack the database. It is Metasploit you are going to use to enter that database. For example, some organization, maybe they are using credit card. You want to extract customers' credit card, their information. You use Metasploit, which is possible. Let me tell us the one beautiful thing about WFood, which I have promised us. This WFood is very powerful. It's very powerful. You can use WFood. For example, let's say you want to buy something from, I'll use the common shopping this thing in Nigeria. Let's say either Konga or Jumia. I think Jumia or GG. Yes. All you just need to do, after you must have mastered how to use WFood. For example, you want to buy a phone of, you use Naira in Nigeria, let's say phone of 200,000 in Nigeria. You can use WFood to bypass it and you not pay a dime, and the phone will be delivered to you. That is how how powerful WFood is. But we are not using that, we are not learning that for that purpose. We are learning it for a particular, let me say ethically. We are learning it ethically, not as a black hacker. We are learning it purposely for what's it called, white hacker. And the reason why you must learn this is you must know how to use it to steal. And the reason being that if an organization has built a particular application and they have called you as an expert, you need to learn all of these tools to be able to use it to steal, so that you will use it to steal legally. I mean, you use it to penetrate into that application legally, but you are not stealing anything. You are just entering it, and you now tell the organization at the end that, oh, let me assume that myself, I am a black hacker. This is what I will have done. This is what I will have done. This is what I will have done. Then I will be able to steal item A, item B, or manipulate item A or manipulate item B successfully without you knowing. So it is now you that will now recommend to the cybersecurity expert that, okay, for you to avoid this kind of thing, this is what you now do. This is what you now do. But before you can recommend, you must be able to steal. I'm using the word stealing just because you must be able to do that hacking, but it must be legally before you can now say, oh, I've successfully hacked your website. But if you want to avoid the black ones to come and hack your website, this is what you should do. And that is what differentiates the white from the black. So you are acting as a gray hacker there. So the gray is the best. You do both black and the white. But you are not doing the black to steal. You do it to find vulnerabilities and recommend the best solutions to any organizations. And that is major reason why you are learning it. So that is that about that. So thank you for listening. And once again, I'm very sorry for the disappointment of yesterday. It is due to the electricity in my area. So thank you guys. We'll meet in the next